You know that quiet, constant hum of anxiety in the back of your mind about money? That little knot in your stomach when you tap your card wondering if you really should have? It's the endless mental math at the grocery store, the decision fatigue, the arguments with your partner, the nights you lie awake staring at the ceiling, carrying the weight of it all. What if you could quiet all that noise, all that stress, and replace it with a sense of peace and genuine control in just 5 minutes a day? My name is Theresa, and as a certified financial coach and a certified YNAB coach, I've dedicated myself to helping women do just that. I'm not going to throw another complicated spreadsheet at you or some restricted budget that makes you feel guilty for buying a cup of coffee. I'm going to show you one simple, powerful daily habit that takes you from financial chaos to total clarity. I struggled with this exact feeling for years, and I've since helped many women break free from that same cycle of stress. They went from feeling broke despite making good money to finally feeling in control. So if you're ready to get off the anxiety treadmill, stick around for the simple system that changes everything. If you've been feeling anxious about your finances, you are in very, very good company. It's not just you, it's practically an epidemic. A survey at the beginning of 2026 revealed that nearly 9 in 10 U.S. adults reported some form of financial stress, and research consistently shows that this burden hits women particularly hard. We often face unique pressures from pay gaps to taking on more caregiving responsibilities, which can undermine our financial stability and amplify that stress. It's a silent weight, and it affects everything: our sleep, our relationships, our health. Many people report that financial stress leads to fatigue, headaches, and sleepless nights. But here's the crazy part. For most of us, the anxiety isn't just about not having enough money. It's about a lack of clarity. We're driving a car at night with no headlights on. It's terrifying because we can't see the road ahead. We don't know if we're about to hit a pothole or drive right off a cliff. This fear leads to a psychological habit known in behavioral economics as the ostrich effect. It's our tendency to avoid negative financial information because our brain assumes looking at it will be painful. So what do? We stick our heads in the sand. We let the bills pile up unopened. We don't check our bank account for weeks because we're scared of what we might see. We just hope that by ignoring the problem, it'll magically go away. But it never does, now does it? The ostrich effect just makes it worse. It allows small, manageable issues to snowball into massive, stressful crises. That tiny, forgotten subscription, that fee becomes $100. $100 problem. That little bit of credit card debt balloons with interest. Avoidance doesn't bring peace. It just compounds the anxiety because deep down, our subconscious knows the problems are still there growing in the dark. Have you ever thought to yourself, I make good money, I shouldn't feel this stressed? If that's you, please let me know in the comments. You're in exactly the right place because we're about to break that cycle for good. Now, all right. So how do we turn the headlights on? How do we go from driving blind to navigating with actual confidence? We do it with a simple 5-minute daily habit. I call it the Daily Money Minute, but honestly, you can call it whatever you want. Think of it less like a budget and more like a quick wellness check-in for your finances. The goal here isn't to judge or shame yourself. The goal is simply to build awareness. You can't change what you don't track. Awareness is the true antidote to anxiety. Here is step 1, the setup. You just need 2 things. First, your phone, specifically your banking app and any credit card apps that you use. I want you to move them to your home screen right now, where they're easy for you to get to. Make sure your login information is saved or your Face ID is on. We want to remove every single bit of friction between you and this habit. Second, a place to write. This can be a physical notebook, a notes app on your phone, or a simple spreadsheet. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's the same place every day. This will be your financial logbook. That's it. That's the entire setup. No complicated software, no 20-tab spreadsheets. Just your bank and a blank page. The simpler we make the system, the more likely you are to stick with it. Now for the part that's going to change everything. This is step 2, the daily action. You're going to do this every single day. preferably around the same time. Anchor it to a habit you already have, like while your coffee is brewing in the morning or right before you start your workday. Here's the entire 5-minute process. It's so simple, you'll be tempted to think it can't possibly work. But trust me. First, open your primary checking account app. I want you to look at one number and one number only, the balance. That's it. Don't scroll, don't analyze, just observe that number. Now open your logbook and write down today's date and that balance. Second, open your credit card app. If you have a few cards, just start with the one that has the highest balance or the one that gives you the most stress. Again, you're looking at just one number, the total debt. Observe it. Now go to your logbook and write that number down right next to your checking balance. Third, open your main savings or investment account app. Look at the total balance. See the number, write it down in your logbook. You've now written down 3 numbers: what you have liquid today, what you owe, and what you're building for your future. This whole process should take you less than 5 minutes. Now close the apps, close the logbook. You're done for the day. This brings us to step 3, and I cannot stress this enough. This is the most critical part of the entire process. It's the no judgment rule. I want to pause here for just a moment, because if you're listening right now and money feels heavy, you are not alone. So many women and couples tell me we're paying the bills, but we're still living paycheck to paycheck. We're carrying debt and we don't know which move to make first. If this describes you and you don't need a long-term program or a 3-month commitment, my Clarity Consultation program is designed just for you. This is a focused conversation where we look at your finances, identify what's keeping you stuck, and you walk away with clear, practical action steps you can take right away without it being time-consuming or so overwhelming. If you're ready to stop guessing and start making progress, click the link in the description to learn more. Now let's get back to it. When you look at these numbers, your brain will immediately try to attach a story to them. It will want to flood you with shame, guilt, or fear. That balance is so low. That debt is terrifying. I'll never have enough to retire. Your job during these 5 minutes is to not engage with those negative thoughts. You are not a judge in a courtroom sentencing yourself. You are a scientist observing the data. The numbers are just numbers. They are neutral data points. They are not a reflection of your worth as a person. They aren't a verdict on your past or a sentence for your future. They are simply today's information. By looking at these numbers daily without judgment, you do something profound. You neutralize their emotional power over you. The monster you were so afraid to look at starts to lose its fangs when you look in and look at it every single day. The first week might feel a little weird or uncomfortable. The second week, less so. By the third week, it'll be a routine. It'll become as emotionally charged as brushing your teeth. This simple, repeated act of observation strips away the fear and replaces it with familiarity and eventually control. Now, I have a question for you. Of those 3 numbers, checking, debt, and savings, which one gives you the most anxiety to look at right now? Be honest. For years, for me, it was always my credit card debt. Let me know yours in the comments below. Pinpointing that specific fear is the first step to disarming it. So why is this 5-minute habit so much more effective at curing anxiety than some ironclad, multi-tab budget? It all comes down to a few key psychological principles. First, as we've already touched on, it uses the power of exposure therapy. The things we avoid up build power over us in the dark. By gently and repeatedly exposing yourself to your reality of your finances, you're teaching your nervous system that it's safe to look. The anxiety shrinks because the unknown becomes known, and knowing is always better than guessing. Second, it works with your brain's subconscious, not against it. A strict budget requires constant willpower and active, stressful decision making, which leads to fatigue and, let's be honest, usually failure. This habit isn't different when you simply observe your key numbers every day. You're leading and you're feeding your subconscious mind critical data. Without any conscious effort, your brain will start connecting your daily spending actions to their impact on those numbers. You'll find yourself at the store about to make an impulse buy, and a little flag will go up. Not a flag of shame, but a flag of awareness. I know I have to write down my credit card balance tomorrow. How will this purchase make me feel then? This creates a natural, gentle pause between impulse and action. It improves your spending decisions organically without the pain of restriction. Over time, you'll also start spotting patterns you never saw before. You'll see how one weekend of overspending hits your checking account for the rest of the week. You're finally catching that recurring charge for a service you didn't even use anymore. This clarity gives you the power to make small, high-impact changes instead of feeling overwhelmed by a total financial overhaul. You start to build confidence, and that confidence is the foundation of a peaceful financial life. Once this 5-minute habit feels as normal as making your morning coffee, and I really recommend you do it for at least 30 days straight, please. You might feel ready for the next small step. This isn't required, but it's for those of you who starts to crave even more clarity. The next level is simple. In your daily log, under your 3 core numbers, add one line called yesterday's big spend. Think back to the day before and write down the single transaction that had the biggest impact. Maybe it was a $150 grocery run. Maybe it was a $7 coffee and croissant. Maybe it was a $40 dinner with friends. Again, the no judgment rule applies. The goal is to create a direct link between a specific action and its financial result. When you do this consistently, you're not just seeing numbers, you're starting to understand the story behind them. You'll begin to ask yourself, was that purchase worth it? Did it align with what I really value? This one small addition provides an incredible amount of insight with very little effort. If you're looking to take this even further and really cultivate that financial self-control, I've written a book called Living Within Your Means that helps you develop that spirit of self-control. You can find it on Amazon. This whole journey is about progress, not perfection. Every day you do this habit, it's a win. It's one more step away from anxiety and one more step toward peace. That constant, low-grade hum of money anxiety doesn't have to be your normal. The feeling of being overwhelmed, of driving blind, can end. It doesn't take a financial miracle or a winning lottery ticket. The cure is a simple, consistent act of awareness. This 5-minute habit, looking at your numbers, writing them down, and letting go of the judgment is your headlight. It lights up the road ahead, not so that you can criticize your past driving, but so you can make calm, confident decisions about where you're going next. You replace fear of the unknown with the power of knowing. So here is my challenge for you. Start tomorrow morning. Don't put it off. Set an alarm 5 minutes earlier if you have to. Open the apps, write down the 3 numbers, and just breathe. Take back control, one day at a time, 1 minute at a time. If you're a woman looking for a safe space to discuss these challenges, I want to personally invite you to my Financial Clarity Room. It's a group I host once a month on the first Monday of the month from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Time. It's a place where we can support each other and talk openly about our finances. If you'd like to join me, just click the link below. I welcome you. If this video was helpful, please subscribe and turn on the notifications for more simple, powerful tips on financial wellness. And for my final question, comment below with the one thing you hope to feel by starting this habit. Is it peace, control, confidence? I want to know what you're striving for. Thanks for watching, and here's to a future with a lot less financial anxiety. See you the next time.